Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Werewolf by Night, issue number 1. This is, I believe, a first appearance of a brand new Werewolf by Night, Jake Gomez. This is not, forewarning, is not Jack Russell. I almost said Kurt Russell. Wouldn't that have been freaking embarrassing? Anyway, let's talk about this comic book. We'll talk about who made the comic book, talk about my feelings of the comic book. First, let's really quick talk about I'm wearing pink because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Do not forget to check your boobies, okay? Make sure that you do the check, do the self-check, and consider going to get an exam. Serious, like all seriousness, all jokes aside, it is very important to make sure you check. That's the whole reason why breast cancer awareness exists in the first place. Check yourself, make sure you're safe. Okay, my peeps, let's get talking about this. So, Werewolf by Night, written by Taboo and B. Pearl. Art by Scott Eaton. Inks by Scott Hanna. Colors by Miroslav Mrva, M-R-V-A. I apologize if I butchered that name. That does not seem to have enough vowels in it. Letters by VC's Josepino, and cover by Mike McCone and Jason Keith. I, however, have the variant cover, and while there is one by Mike Plug and Maury Hollowell and another by Takashi Okazaki and Edgar Delgado, I have the one by Jeffrey Verege, and I was actually kind of hoping the whole comic book was going to be drawn by him. I'm not disappointed in the art by Scott Eaton and crew, but Verege is a very special kind of artist, and I absolutely love his work. That's why I had to get this variant cover. Anyway, boom, let's get talking about this book, which was good. Now, there has to be the forewarning. One, again, this should very well be a first appearance of this character, Jake Gomez, and his sister. Well, it's not his sister, but whatever. All of his friends and everything like that. Red Wolf does appear in this comic book, albeit briefly. He seems to have an even more subdued role in this issue, at the very least, than he did in Occupy Avengers. In Occupy Avengers, his role was perfect. This was a little coming up short. It's fine. Taboo obviously loves the character, and I'm sure that he's going to keep on using it in fantastic ways. I'm going to start off with my complaint about the book. My complaint was that this was not a horror story. Werewolf by Night, you'd figure right away, bam, this should be a horror story. Now, enough with the complaint. While this was not a horror story, which I was hoping it would have been, it was actually a really good story. I enjoyed the hell out of this. And as long as you're not under any preconceived notion that it will be a horror story, you should be able to just enjoy it for what it is. This is basically a book about Native Americans. Taboo from Black Eyed Peas. I'm not sure where B. Earl is from. Is he also from the same? I'm not sure. With all due respect, I don't listen to the Black Eyed Peas that much. I can name you a couple of the songs, and I like those songs that I know. It's just, I don't know, I've just never been turned on enough to actually pay attention that much to the band. This is when these guys came out when I was already satisfied with the musical taste that I currently have. Anyway, so but as far as the writing is concerned, this is a really beautiful book. I don't know the contributions of either man in this story, but I do know, at least from the little bit of conversations that I've had with Taboo on Twitter, and some articles that I've read about what he wants to do with Red Wolf particularly, and with what he plans on doing with Werewolf by Night. This is a really beautiful story. There's, of course, going to be monsters in it, lots and lots and lots of monsters, making you question, is Werewolf by Night a monster by definition in light of all the monsters that are around him? It is going to be about Native American issues and indigenous issues also. I'm an American who lives in Canada, so boom. All things being what they are, this is basically... here's the best way I can describe this. Have you ever played Werewolf the Apocalypse by White Wolf Entertainment? These are the same guys who did Vampire the Masquerade and Wraith the Oblivion and Hunter the Reckoning and stuff like that. Really amazing games, and they wrote really amazing books also, and their stories of the Garu or the werewolves. My God, man. They were absolutely amazing, and they're basically these extremely powerful individuals who sometimes hunt by packs, and they still form different tribes and whatnot, and they have to try and take down the overwhelming power of these giant oil spilling and toxic waste leaking power plants and the like, destroying the natural resources and trying to put things back in order, while themselves being called the real monster because, well, werewolves don't usually have a great marketing team. This isn't there yet because it's only issue 1. It's not even an oversized issue. But I can definitely see this trying to go in that direction. Now, from my understanding, there's only going to be 4 issues of this, and that's probably the biggest crime as far as the story is concerned, because I feel this can go a lot further. That being said, I don't know how much Taboo has done, and I can't find much of anything by B. Earl. So, however their writing credits are, I don't know, dictated, I hope that at the very least this is just a really good feeling of the ground, like licking your finger and holding it up to see which way the ball or the bullet is going to, tumble towards with the wind. This has the potential to be a really fantastic story. Will it actually be there? Right now, in all honesty, I'm not sure. Again, I don't know how much writing credit these guys have under their belts. It doesn't seem like it's a whole lot, though. But the story is there. That's undeniable. It's a great tradition. I can see that there's going to be native and indigenous traditions being talked about here. Definitely read the back of the book where it's very heartfelt and it's open. It's an open letter to all of us, and it's open-hearted also, and I always appreciate when that happens. Consider getting more than one if you actually do have some native heritage and whatnot, and you just want to let Marvel know, hey man, don't forget that the Indigenous Voices book is going to be coming out soon, and all of that for the most part is going to be spearheaded by Jeffrey Varege. I hope I'm not butchering the man's name. Anyway, guys, it's a good book. It's a first appearance. I believe this is the first appearance of Jake Gomez in here and several other characters. If that means anything to you, at the very least, that is a reason to get this first issue. Yes, this is what I do. I don't make money. Well, I make enough to pay for my comic books and get a couple toys. Hoping that I get a toy of this coming up on Marvel Legends at some point. Anyway, so I don't do this because I make lots of money off of this. 1 week's paycheck gives me a hell of a lot more than 1 month's paycheck from YouTube does. I literally do this to promote good books that I enjoy, or warn you off of books that I don't think were any good. This is definitely the former. Enjoy. Again, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Check yourself. Remind your family members and all that good stuff. Men could get breast cancer also, just more likely in women. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Watch an ad, like the video, subscribe. It's for free. I'll talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.